Hey everyone, so day 3 of my vlog, and today has been all about the work-life balance for me. So this morning was already scheduled in my diary to go and do some bits and pieces at the local hospital with my son, who needed to go to the audiology department and get a few bits and pieces done. So we got that done, and then he fancied a cooked breakfast, and who was I to argue over having a cooked breakfast with my amazing 15-year-old. So my day kind of drifted into the afternoon, and work really has only just begun, and it's nearly 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which is fine. It would normally be then that I'd potter about and get some stuff done, and then really pick up the pace by about 7, 8 o'clock in the evening, which tends to be when I'm really productive, and may then work through to about 11 p.m. and then, kind of my day is done. So one of the things that I wanted to I knew would come up as a topic on my journey is the work-life balance versus productivity versus being busy. So you will meet entrepreneurs who tell you that they work 20-hour days. You'll meet entrepreneurs like me who, yes, probably do work 20-hour days, but not in the same way. So we don't get up at 5 in the morning and work right through. I have been known to work 20-hour days, but when you've had something like septicemia and, it's been life-threatening, you take your life a little bit more seriously, and your health. It really gives you a wake-up call. And back in 2015, I really appreciated that by being an entrepreneur, not only am I able to choose what I do, but I'm also able to choose when I do it. And that became a fundamental part of the following 2 years in my my business journey. And it's something that I've always passed on to the people that I work with. Productivity is not about the hours that you work. Productivity is about what you achieve in the hours that you have to work. Because I know people who could potentially sit down and tell you that they work 20-hour days, but are they actually productive, or are they just busy? How many people do you know go to events and they spend hours in events without even thinking about the strategy behind why they're there, what they want to achieve, what their goals are? They just go. And then they wonder why they spend loads of time outside of the office or the home office, wherever they work, and they're not seeing the results that they want. So very quickly in business, I learned that as long as I was smashing out a to-do list and getting it done, achieving my goals by breaking it down into a proper strategy, then that was enough for me to say I'm productive in my business. See, I did the busy. I had 10 companies side by side, so I did busy really, really well. I ran around to all the networking events and local business clubs and, meeting with anyone for the sake of meeting people. But I didn't have a strategy for why I was doing it. I just did it because I thought that's what people in business were meant to do. And I soon got a little bit wise to all of that, and then went about with purpose. And I think that an entrepreneur with purpose is dangerous because they're absolutely unstoppable. An entrepreneur with no vision or purpose is probably not going to get anywhere. Is not productive. In life generally, if you want to achieve things in life, if you can hear it, lots of noises in the background. I'm working from home and my teenagers are talking on the landing. Landing meaning hallway upstairs, if that's not a word that some people use. I'm not sure. Is that even a Welsh thing? Landing? A landing being the hallway upstairs? I don't know. Anyway, we sidetrack, we diversify. See? True entrepreneur, rabbit trails. And that's one other thing as well, funnily enough. Rabbit trails in your business or organisation. It's so easy to start following a route that you hadn't planned for, which is fine if you have a strategy and a plan to achieve it. If you say, okay, this opportunity's come up, and you can look at your goals and say, did that line up? Does this line up with where I want to be this time next year? Well, if it doesn't, I'm not going to take it on. If it does, then I'm going to pursue it. So like today now, I've had an opportunity that I was kind of, it's a 5-month project that I would be lead consultant on. And I was like, do I go for it? Because A, will I be called for surgery before the end of the project happens? B, will it distract from what I'm trying to already build? C, do I have the tools and the capacity to make the project happen? And D, am I just doing it because I can? So I sat down and I really analysed, and I spoke to my trustee board, some of my trustee board, and I said, look, this opportunity's come up on the commercial side. Is it going to distract? And they felt that it wasn't. And because I have a project panel, a core panel of people separate to my trustee board, who can help me deliver projects. These are people who have expertise in lots of different areas. And one of the key criteria for this project was it had to be women only, and that was the client dictating that, not me. So the women on my project panel, did they have the necessary experience that if I took the project on and then for some reason a cancellation happened and I got my surgery earlier, could they complete the project as consultants if I was the lead consultant on it? And it was that was the key to us deciding to go for the actual project, for the consultancy work. And it just came down to, do we have the capacity? Does it have to be me? No, it doesn't. Yes, we have the capacity. So let's just try for it. And if we get it, great. And it's, it's a sort of a £6,000 pot of consultancy work. And if it goes our way, then that's a huge chunk of money towards our core costs for the charity. And if it doesn't go our way, we haven't lost nothing other than filling out an application form. So, that by being productive, by being realistic about my goals, by having the goals in the first place and a strategy on how to achieve them, I could look at this thing that jumped up, which happens as an entrepreneur, which happens, in opportunities within the world of work. And I could say, okay, because of all of these other things in place, yes, we can do it. That's so key to successful entrepreneurship, to being successful within any kind of organisation or business that belongs to you. It's about being able to say yes or no based on knowing what your objectives already are. And so there's today's sort of, advice, tip, journey, little sort of window into what's happened today. Not much in terms of business, but actually when I look at it, that little thing that popped up may actually become a big part of the early part of 2018 for us. So there you go. Be organised, have a strategy, look at opportunity and say, does it line up with where I want to be? If it does, happy days, go for it. There you go. Day 3 done.